I've played guitar for more than 40 years, and today I'm going to show you how to play Aerosmith's mega hit from 1973, Dream On. Good morning, and thank you for dropping by to see what's happening on the couch. Boy, do we have a good one for you today. An iconic classic rock song off Aerosmith's self-titled debut album from 1973. Initially, Dream On only did well in the band's hometown market of Boston, where it received massive radio airplay. Only after touring extensively and the band's record company re-releasing the original single in 1975, along with a shortened version, did the song blow up nationwide. Dream On has since been certified quadruple platinum, selling more than 4 million copies, and 2 years ago it surpassed more than 1 billion with a B streams on Spotify alone. Stick with me after the lesson when we'll talk more about the band, the song, and a whole lot more. For now, let's jump right in and learn that classic intro riff. The song is in standard tuning, and the first 4 measures of the intro riff sound like this. Those first 4 measures are also going to serve as our verse when we get to it, or at least most of our first verse and all of our second verse. And it is going to revolve around this pedal tone at the 5th fret of the G string. What that means is that that note stays the same and repeats throughout the phrasing while the other notes are changing. So my first position, I'm going to start with my index finger on 4 of the E, ring finger is on 6 of the B, and my middle finger is going to occupy that pedal tone at 5 on the G. And throughout these first 8 measures or so, what we're going to do is we're going to play the B and the E, and then we're going to play the G. B and the E, and then the G. So we play it twice right there. Now we're going to change positions. We're going to let go of everything. My index finger is going to go to 3 on the E, middle finger is going to go to 4 on the B, and my ring finger is going to take up residency here on the pedal tone at 5 on G. Next one, I'm going to keep the ring finger there actually for the next 2. So all I have to do is I need to switch places with my index finger and my middle finger. So the index is going to go to 3 on the B, middle finger is going to go to 4 on the E. Now I've got a little bit of a stretch because my ring finger needs to stay where it's at, but the other 2 fingers are going to slide a half step down. So I slide down to there. That's the first 4 measures. Remember to kind of separate those a little bit because we're going to need them again when we get to the verse. Next, we're going to start with that same opening position, but we're going to start the next little section, which sounds like this. So same position, 4 on the E, 6 on the B, middle finger on the pedal tone. Change of position, we let go of everything. Index finger is going to go to the pedal tone at 5 on the G. I'm going to bar 6 with my middle finger for the B and the E. Now my pinky alone is going to go down on the E string at 8. So for that last one, when you get your pinky involved, it's going to be the B and the E, then the G, the B and the E, then the G, and then one last one on the B and the E. Now, we're going to start all that over. We're going to go all the way back through it until we get to that last B and the E. We're not going to hit those. We're going to change it up a little bit. So let me work through that, and I'll play it a little bit slower, hopefully to help you follow. So here's where we hit the B and the E and we let them ring a little bit. Here's what we're going to do now. So that whole little section starting from where it starts at the original position. Then we switch to this just like we did before. Put our pinky on. Here we let go of our pinky, we go back, and you can actually let go of the pedal tone now. We're not going to need it anymore. We're going to hit just the 6 on the B and the E, and then we're going to go back to 4 on the E, 6 on the B, back to this 6 on both of them. And then we're going to go up here to 9 on the B, 8 on the E. Play it twice, and then we're going to bar 8 for the B and the E, and then 6. And we're going to play 6 one more time, and then we're going to alternate 6, 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6, 5 on the G. And so let me play back through that second little section again for you slow, just to follow along. Then we have this little faster lick section. The first part of that goes like this. What that is I'm pulling off from 6 to 5 on the G. When 5 starts sounding, I'm going to slide down to 3. I let that sound for a second, then I slide back to 5 and hammer on to 6. Then I go up to the B string. I'm going to play 5, hammer on to 6, and slide to 8. Now I'm going to play, still on the B string, I'm going to play 6, hammer on to 8, and slide to 9. Then we have this little tail on the intro section that goes like this. So we play 9, we hammer on to 11, pull off to 9. We go to 8, we're going to play 8, and then we're going to play 9, pull off 9 to 8, and slide to 6. We're going to play 8, pull off to 6, and slide to 4. Play 6, pull off to 4, slide to 2. When we get to 2, we're going to play 2, slide down to 1, and then slide back to 13, and I usually play 13 when I get there. So again, that whole little thing kind of slow. And he plays that little part real fast. Something like that. And it comes immediately on the heel of the... Next we start our first verse, and like I said, it's those first 4 measures. We're going to repeat those 4 times. So you've got the... That little section right there, we're going to do that 4 times in a row just like that. Now the first verse is longer than the second verse, so at the end of those 4 times we have a couple of alternates of that. The first one is this. It starts in the same position. The first one, I'm going to slide just my index finger a half fret to the left. And then I'm going to pull my ring finger also a half step to the left. So at this point I've got index finger on 3 of the E, ring finger is on 3 of the B, and I've got the pedal tone here with my middle finger 5 of the G. So like that. First one is just the index finger, and then I pull the ring finger over too. Now the next measure is another alternate, but it's going to go like this. So on that one, all I do is I move the index finger a half step left, and I do it twice there. So both those measures together that are at the end of the first verse. And then we have... So that is 8 times of that, 2 whole measures. And we come up here to, this is an F chord, and I'm going to turn up my volume a little bit to get a little bit of dirt on that. It's just an F bar chord, index finger on the 8th fret of the 5th string. 10th fret is barred by my ring finger, and I'm playing strings 5 through 2. Slide a full step down, so that's going to be a E flat. I'm going to do it again. Slide 2 more frets down, so that is going to be a D flat. And then we go back up to the E flat, which is also a D sharp. So we're going to do it twice. As soon as we finish that first chorus, we're going to go back and play our intro riff again, and we're going to play it this far. Then we start chorus number 2, which is a little bit different from chorus number 1. But during that second intro riff there, when we get to this part, when I slide my fingers down this half step right here, this first time just during this intro riff part, we have our first guitar fill from the other guitar, because there's 2 guitar players here, Joe Perry and Brad Whitford, and it goes like this. So the first part is palm muted, and it's going to be 1, 3, 4 on the E string. Then we go to the A string, it's going to be 1, 2, 3. And then we go to 1 on the G string, and we're going to end at 3 on the D. You might even put a little pinch harmonics in there too. And a little vibrato at the end. So again, 1, 3, 4 on the E, 1, 2, 3 on the A, 1 on the G, and 3 on the D. And the main guitar is continuing on with that intro riff. When it gets done, starts verse number 2. Verse number 2 is just like verse number 1, except it doesn't have that end part. It is just this 4 times. You're just going to do that 4 times, and at the end of that, you're going to go back to the chorus, which is the same. The difference here is our second guitar comes in again when we get back to this E flat here. So now we have another fill that comes in here. And what that is, it starts out at 5 on the G string, play it 1 time, and then we go to 3 on the D. We're going to play it 4 times with a little bit of a rhythm to it too. Back to the 5 on the G, and then we go to 5 on the D. And again, it's those same 4 notes with the rhythm. Back to 5 on the G. 6 on the D, 5 on the G, 3 on the G, and then back to the 6-5. We're going to do that 8 times. Our main solo starts like this. So it starts out in the same position as our intro riff. Middle finger is on 5 of the G. My index finger is on the 4th fret of the E. Ring finger is on the 6th fret of the B. I'm going to play 3 and then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then I switch to this position. Index finger on the 5th fret of the G, barring the 6th fret of the E and the B. And I'm going to play 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Then I'm going to lay my pinky down on the 8th fret of the E, and I'm going to do this. So that was 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, and then I go up, slide up to 13 and play it again when I get there. So again, that riff slowly. Then I go to the 6th fret of the B string, 8th fret of the E string, and I have this. So that's 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 2, 1, 2, and then 2 more times at 6 on the B, a little pause, and then a 3rd time. Then we go to 8, and then we play 8 unbent, and then we bend it up a half step and play it again. Then we go back to the first lick, and we do it identical to what we just did. Then we go back to the second position, and we're going to play a little more than half of it. We're going to go. So that's where we stop. We don't go on to the bend part. And that launches us into another chorus. When we we get to there, we've got the same fill like we had before. Now as we come out of that interlude, one guitar goes into this, carries that out for 2 measures, but the other guitar comes up here to the 10th fret on the D string. He's going to hit that and let it ring for just a pause, maybe 2 beats, and then we have this little lick. So that's going to take us into the bridge, or the interlude as it's sometimes called, but it's kind of the power section of the song. It's kind of the part where it gets going, and there's some cool little riffs and licks in between here. So this part's all fun stuff to play, but this first lick that gets us going is a little bit odd. It starts out on the 8th fret of the G string. I'm going to play it twice. And then the 10th fret of the D string, I'm going to play it twice. And then I'm going to go 10-8 on the G, 10 on the D, back to 8 on the G, and I'm going to bend up 10, and I'm going to hit 8 on the E and then the B, and then 11, 8, and then I'm going to bend up 10 again, and I'm going to hit 8 on the B. So bend up 10 on the G, hit 8 on the B, and then there's a little bit of a pause, and we have this. So that is 10 on the D, and then we're going to pull off from 10 to 8 on the G string, back to 10 on the D, and then I'm going to bend up 11. And then we go into the faster section, or maybe the harder section, and it starts like this. So we start out here with an A sharp bar chord. Index finger is on the 5th string at the 1st fret, and then my ring finger is barring the 3rd fret, and I am playing strings 4 through 2 roughly. Hit it again, and then we're going to slide up a full step to 3 and 5 to a C chord. From there we're going to go up a half step to a C sharp, another full step to a D sharp, and when we get to that D sharp is when we have this lick. And then back to. So this lick, though, it starts out at the 16th fret of the B string. We're going to bend it up 4 times, full bends. And then we're just going to walk down the pentatonic scale there. So that's 16 to 13. Then we're going to go 15 on the G to 13 on the G, and we're going to bend 13 slightly. And then 15 to 13 on the D. When we get to the A string, it's going to be 15, 14, 13. When we get to the E string, it's going to be 16, 15, 13. When we get to 13, we're going to slide all the way down. We're going to go back to our A sharp chord. Climb the ladder there one more time, and then we have this. And then back to. So that starts out on the A string. We're going to pull off 8 to 6. So pull off 8 to 6, go to 8 on the E, back to 6 on the A, back to 8 on the A, and then we end at 8 on the D. Next one, we're going to go up a string. We're going to do that part, so pull off 8 to 6 on the D string, 8 on the D, on the A, back to 6 on the D, But here we're going to hit 8 on the D string. We're going to slide up to 10, and we're going to hit 8 on the G. And we're going to play it twice when we get there to 8 on the G. And then we're going to come back and we're going to hit 10 on the D one more time. So again, that whole little part. And then we're going to come up here to 11 and 13 on the D. So the same little type lick. We're going to hit that actually twice there, but we're going to pull off from 15 to 13 on the D. We're going to hit 15 on the A, 13 on the D, 15 on the D, ending up at 13 on the G, which we hit twice. And then we're going to start it again right here. So we're going to pull off from 15 to 13 on the G. We're going to hit 13 on the D, back to 13 on the G, and then we're just going to slowly bend up that 15 on the G string as that lick kind of ends. And then back to here. Now this time we're going to continue up. We're not just going to stop here at 6 and 8. We're going to keep going. And also this part is very thick. So a good way we can thicken that up is we just put our index finger on the top string here too. So I'm playing the actual power chord that I was playing, the A sharp, but instead of my index finger being on the first fret of the A, it's on the first fret of the E. So I'm barring that whole first fret. Makes it a little thicker. Up a full step, up a half step, up a full step, another full step, half step, and then a full step from there. So that whole run is going to be. We're going to go back to there. So 2 measures of that. Then back to chorus. We're going to run through that chorus 3 times like I did right there, and then we go back to the fill that we already know. And then over a long time, the song just fades out doing that. So actually one guitar ends on 5 with a little vibrato. We have like a gong hit, and then the other guitar fades out at 6 and 5 on the G. And that's our song. I've been a fan of Aerosmith most of my life. As a high school senior, I remember driving with a friend 85 miles or so through a near blizzard on a Friday night in January of '85 to see Aerosmith, and I was a fan way before that. You may not know it, but Aerosmith is the biggest selling American hard rock band of all time. They have achieved 25 gold, 18 platinum, and 12 multi-platinum album certifications. Van Halen is the only other band with as many multi-platinum albums as Aerosmith. The band achieved 21 top 40 hits on US Billboard charts, with 9 of those hitting #1. They won 4 Grammys, 6 American Music Awards, and 10 MTV Music Awards, in addition to many other awards and honors. They were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2001. In 1993, the governor proclaimed April 13th to be Aerosmith Day throughout Massachusetts. Their earnings from Aerosmith Guitar Hero video game sales are reported to be well in excess of those of record sales. And at Disney World in Florida, you can even ride Aerosmith's Rock and Roller Coaster. To say that Aerosmith has been a successful band would be a tremendous understatement. And it all started with Dream On, a song about dreaming until your dreams come true, and a song that surely helped to make their dreams come true. The chord progression was written by Steven Tyler on his dad's piano when he was about 18. He said it was just something that he would play and that he had no idea it would ever become an actual song. The song it became has been indelibly etched into the minds of countless of fans the world over. Its lyrics point to the passing of time and encourages the listener to make the most of one's life and to live out your dreams before the end. Because maybe tomorrow the good Lord will take you away. If you've ever seen my videos, you know that I always try to look at songs from a biblical perspective. And I think a lot of people, when they think of living out their dreams, will automatically think of personal glory and material wealth. While doing research for this video, I saw Steven Tyler talking about how much he valued his fame. He said that he could never give up his fame and that that's the whole reason that he got into the music business. I felt a little sad about that. What I want to say is, yes, it is incredibly important that we not waste our lives, that we not just occupy space and be blinded by the world's distractions as time passes us by. But if the focus of our dreams and ambitions is only on ourselves and we strive for fame, fortune, and glory, from an eternal perspective, what good is it? Life becomes the game of get all you can while you're here and live your best life now. The problem is you can't take it with you, and life is but a vapor, gone in an instant. Fame and fortune profit us nothing in eternity. Jesus says that we shouldn't lay up treasure for ourselves here on earth where moth and rust corrupt, but that we should lay up treasure for ourselves in heaven. We do that not by focusing on ourselves, but by focusing on God and by focusing on others. God's word says, "Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven." As always, I'd encourage you to pick Jesus and to seek him with all of your heart. Nothing I can teach you is more important. If you like what I'm doing here, I'll ask that you give me a thumbs up below, and if you've not subscribed to the channel yet, I'll ask that you do that as well. If you need a new set of strings or if you like the gear that I use, I'll have Amazon affiliate links in the description. There's also a Buy Me a Coffee link if you'd care to buy me a coffee. I do very sincerely appreciate your time and your support, and I also sincerely hope to see you back again soon, right here on the couch.
Yeah, come on!